gasoline that's bought by more tourists than any other brand. For a sweeter running engine, crack-proof Texaco, the motor oil that lasts longer and saves you money. Texaco service stations and dealers in all our 48 states present for your entertainment Eddie Duchin and his music. Graham McNamee. And Ed Wynn, the Fire Chief.
I'm the Chief, Graham. Tonight the program's going to be different.
Well, Chief, tell me, how are things down on the farm?
Graham, I'm experimenting on the farm with my pet.
You are?
I'm experimenting.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to cross a chicken with a stopwatch.
What for?
I don't know. I hope that she'll lay 3-minute eggs. I don't know how good I
I see.
Say, Graham, do you want to hear a silly thing?
I certainly do.
Well, one of my hens was roosting high up, you know.
Uh-huh.
And she dropped an egg on the head of a chicken right under her.
Yes? Uh-huh.
And she hit this chicken right in the head. Tough chicken it was, you know.
Yeah.
Then the hen dropped another egg on her head.
The second egg.
What do you think the chicken said?
What do you say?
The chicken egg yelled up, said, if you don't want to get in trouble, you better lay off me. Hey, Graham, you know, I'm getting so interested in pets.
Yeah.
Oh, I love those different birds and things, you know.
Yes, I know you do.
I've got a new parrot. Everyone thinks that she's profane.
She's not, though.
Oh, no, she doesn't swear. That parrot doesn't swear, Graham.
How do you make
Well,
that out?
she's not. She's just trying to say hello, but she can't get past the first syllable. That's all.
I see.
Say, Graham.
Yes.
Here is the darndest thing you ever heard, Graham.
What is it?
This is the darndest thing you ever heard.
What is it? Tell me.
I'm so wrought up, you know. My stork has gone on a strike.
No.
Yes, sir. The stork said that she will never carry another baby named Paul.
Paul? Well, I can't understand that, Chief.
I don't know. She said she doesn't want to be a pallbearer. That's all I... But, Graham, here's an interesting thing. I've got a wayward kitten.
You have?
Think of that. A wayward kitten. Isn't that remarkable?
Well, how is he wayward?
Well, I know he's a tough egg, you know.
Yeah, I see.
He came home awful late last night. His mother gave him the dickens. What do you think the little cat said?
What did he say?
He said, for heaven's sake, Mom, can I lead just one of my own lives?
Reasonable.
Graham, my pet kangaroo just got back from Florida. She's awfully tired. She didn't know why, you know, until she looked in her pouch. What do you think she found?
What was there?
She found she'd been carrying 2 stowaways all over her. My aunt hates kangaroos, you know.
Say, how is that aunt of yours?
Oh, she's a mess, Graham.
I guess she is.
I'm sorry I mentioned her.
Yeah.
I took her into a dress shop the other day, you know,
yeah.
and the sales lady said to my aunt, she said to my aunt, would you like to try that dress on in the window?
That's what your aunt said.
My aunt said, all right, but I'd rather do it back in the store. Well, I don't know. He calls it baby.
Why is that?
I don't know. It won't go any place without a rattle. I don't know.
Chief, I have a tip I'd like to pass along to all motorists tonight.
What's that,
If
Graham?
you want to drive a livelier, faster car this spring and summer, stop regularly for Texaco Fire Chief gasoline.
Oh, I didn't. That's
Yeah.
all right, yeah. I was listening there like a darn fool. I was listening.
You should.
I hate automobiles, Graham.
Oh, you...
I do. They make people silly, I think.
They do?
I think so.
How's that?
My aunt was out driving Sunday. A policeman hollered at her and he said, "Say!" Said, "Don't you pay any attention to those red and green lights?"
Yeah? What happened?
My aunt said, "I saw them, but I thought the streets were still decorated from Christmas."
Fire Chief was made for instant pickup,
Yeah.
thrilling speed and
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
That's the kind of action fire engines, emergency vehicles of all types must have.
Think of that, Graham. Oh, I don't say that gasoline isn't powerful.
Yes, it is.
Quite the contrary.
Oh.
Quite the contrary, Graham. I know that's powerful gasoline.
Sure is.
Well, I'll show you how powerful it is. This is so silly, I don't even want to say it.
Well, tell me about it. Go on.
Well, the Texas company gave me a present last Saturday of $200.
They did?
Yes, they must have soaked the 200 in Fire Chief gasoline. Because I never saw anything go so fast in all my life. You know, tonight, Graham.
Stop at the red Texaco pump for a
Who?
tank full of Fire Chief.
Oh.
Fire Chief costs no more than ordinary gasoline.
I'll find a way to
But
stop
in
it.
extra power, extra speed,
Yeah.
greater economy,
Yeah.
boy, what a difference.
What's that?
Fire Chief gasoline.
What?
I'll write you a letter about it.
You'll get the tickets for mentioning Fire Chief gasoline on this program.
Yeah?
You should mention our product, whatever it is. I don't know.
Fire Chief gasoline.
Do you mean to say that that's what we're selling?
Get back to work, will you?
Fire Chief gasoline?
Yeah.
That's the first time I've known it. I've been here 3 years. Isn't this a chewing gum program?
You can't
Well, I've got nothing against the gasoline. I honestly haven't.
That's good.
But presently I'll stick to my horse.
Oh, that's
My aunt loves horses, Graham.
She does?
Oh, she loves horse racing. She goes with me to all the races.
Is that so?
Oh, my goodness, yes. Last week she went to the doctor. She didn't feel well, you know.
Uh-huh.
The doctor examined her. He said, "You're all right, madam.
Yeah.
But there's something wrong with your system."
That worry your aunt?
My aunt said, "You're nuts. My system's all right. I picked 3 winners yesterday."
All right.
me.
Chief, I certainly like the title of your play tonight.
Oh, it's great.
A Wife in Every Port.
That's the name, A Wife in
Yes.
Every Port. It's
Well,
wonderful.
Chief, has it got a hero?
Oh, Graham, what a hero in my opera.
Yes?
Why, the hero's feet are so big that he has to put his pants on over his head, Graham. My goodness, what a hero. He's so bald-headed, Graham, that one day in a restaurant his head was all cut up.
How's that?
Well, the cook mistook his head for a honeydew melon. You know what I mean? But, Graham, he's a wonderful hero.
Yes.
He's a breezy chap. Everybody gives him the air. You know, Graham? And people are always talking behind his back.
How's that?
Well, they yell, stop thief. You see? Graham, he's a crook.
Yes.
He's a crook.
He is,
What a crook he is.
That's bad.
He was arrested once for stealing $800,000. And the judge said to him, he said, why did you steal that $800,000?
What'd he say?
He said, well, Judge, I was hungry. Listen, now they take him to prison. You see?
Yes.
They give him 30 years. But under the present laws, that means he gets out in about 3 months, you see? So they take him to prison, and the warden said, what kind of work do you want to do while you're in jail?
What is his answer?
The hero said, I'd like to start a filing system.
I like that one.
He said, what book? He said, what book would you like to read while you're in jail? He said, I'd like to read The Life of Houdini. So listen, Graham. The hero gets out of jail, you know,
Yes.
and he goes home, and it's his birthday.
Uh-huh.
But he gives his brother a black eye.
How's that?
Well, the brother didn't know that the hero just got out of jail.
Uh-huh.
And when he found out it was his birthday, he retained. See what So the father, their father, Graham, that is the hero's father, he was a great lover of art.
Yes.
He loved oil paintings.
Uh-huh.
He even had pictures on the bathroom ceiling, Graham.
What for?
Well, I don't know. He wanted to look at them when he was gargling. But anyhow, wait a minute. You'll find out that the devil is in me tonight, Graham. Absolutely. Anyhow, the father used to call the hero when he was a little boy, used to call him his little Welsh rabbit.
Nice name.
I don't know why, because the boy wasn't Welsh, nor was there anything about him like a rabbit. He was just a piece of cheese, you know, see? But at the finish of the first act is really very pathetic, Graham.
How's that?
Well, the father, you know, the father's business, he was a weather forecaster on a newspaper.
Yeah.
And he passes away.
Oh.
And what do you think the son puts on his father, who was the weather forecaster? What do you think he puts on a tombstone?
What was the epitaph?
It said doubtful, probably warmer. Romance, Graham?
That's what I thought.
Why, in the second act, there's an old maid in the opera, this opera, you see.
Yeah.
She looks like one of the 400.
How's that?
Well, I mean one of the zeros, you know, see, but I'll tell you. But there is something radiant about her. She's always lit up, you see. Now, Graham, I want you to hear, this is the silliest thing, honestly, you ever heard. As the curtain rises, the old maid is looking for a husband in Europe. First she goes to Sweden because she hears that that's where the matches are made, you see. Then she goes to the Alps in Switzerland. The Alps are mountains.
Yes.
And she spends all her time in that famous Valley of the Echoes.
Yes.
That's where she spends all her time. She keeps hollering, I love you, the old maid hollers.
Yes.
I love you. And every time the echo comes back, she blushes. So, Graham, she goes to Italy. When she gets to Italy, she meets a doctor. She looks at the doctor. She says, I always thought Italian doctors wore beards.
What do you say to that?
He says, well, I can't take it on the chin. She says, well, while traveling in Italy, doctor, tell me, did you ever touch Florence? And he says, no, I never took money from any Italian woman. He says, wait a minute, Grant. She says, well, doctor, she kind of likes him, you see. She thinks maybe she can hook this guy, see? She says, doctor, I feel ill. He says, well, tight clothing stops circulation.
What did she say?
She says, you're crazy. A woman in tight clothing is always in circulation. Now, Graham,
Go ahead.
this makes them sweethearts, you see.
See.
So she says, doctor, is it possible to get James from kissing? He says, I'll say it is. That's how I got you. He says. So the next day she says, doctor, I had my hair bobbed very short. The doctor said, so I see you don't look like an old lady anymore. She says, don't I, darling?
What do you say?
He says, no, you look more like an old man. Did you get that, Graham?
Yeah, I got it.
To me, that was so subtle, you know.
Very subtle.
So she said, and at the finish, Graham, at the finish of the second act, she gets mad, you see. That's a woman's prerogative, you see. And she said, she gets mad at that nasty remark.
Yeah.
She says, I feel like shooting you for that. What do you think he says?
What's the answer?
He said, you can't shoot me without a hunting license. I'm an elk.
Does she get married in Europe? Tell me about it.
What?
Does she get married while she's in Europe?
The old maid?
The old maid.
Oh, no, she's a true American, Graham.
Oh, she's
The old maid returns to America and she marries the hero.
Oh.
Now, they are both communists.
Uh-huh.
And it's a beautiful wedding. They're married under an archway of policemen's clubs. After they're married a while, Graham, she's a wise woman, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever she wants anything, she kisses her husband on the top of his head.
How's that?
Well, she knows that's his weak spot, you see. Wait a minute. She says, I've just been bargain hunting. He says, oh, he's a nasty character, you see.
Yes, he is.
He says, oh, trying to get something for nothing, eh? She said, yes, I wanted to get a present for you. What a comeback. Now, wait a minute, man.
Go ahead.
Now, Graham, they both have gotten so fat, you know,
Yeah.
their stomachs are way out.
Yes.
Why, it's terrible. So he tries to kiss her, but he can't. And he says it's no use, dear. Every day we're growing further apart. So she says, well, listen, dear. I think this is lovely, Graham. She says, how about a friendly game of cards?
Uh-huh.
He says, no, I'd rather play bridge, she says. There's no sense in any of this, you know.
None of this.
So the next day is just typical of the season.
Yes.
The wife starts her spring cleaning,
Yes.
and you can't see her husband for dust. Well, in fact, he went up in the air about it. He went right up in the air about it.
What
He
happened?
slipped on a cake of soap, you know. See, that's how I see. But look, he says spring is here. You know, he's talking to his wife. It's an unusual married couple. He said to his wife, he says, dear, he says, spring is here. I itch to get out.
Yes.
And she says, well, you better keep them on a little longer, even if you do have to scratch. You have to admit that one is tough, though.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so they go for a walk. While they're walking, you know, she says to her husband, she says, did you see me exchange looks with that blonde?
What'd he say?
He looks at the blonde. He says, no, but I wish you could. So that settles it, and they get a divorce.
Well, that's all very lovely, Chief.
Yeah.
But where is the title? A wife in every port.
That's the title.
Yeah.
Oh, where does it come in?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Graham. After the divorce, he married 4 times in 1 year.
Uh-huh.
He married a lady swimmer, a lady tennis player, a lady boxer, and a lady golfer.
Yes.
That's where the title comes in. He has a wife in every sport.
Make no mistake, your government knows gasoline. Every year, millions of gallons go into tanks of government ambulances and fire engines. How is this gasoline bought? On specifications. Known technically as VVM 571, these specifications call for a superior type of gasoline, a motor fuel suitable for emergency use. Now, here's the point. The Texaco Fire Chief gasoline that you buy at every Texaco pump is that same type of fuel. It meets the special requirements that the government sets up for emergency use. That's why you get more power and speed, faster pickup, more for your money. Throughout the nation, Texaco Fire Chief sells at the price of ordinary gasoline. Remember, when you buy Fire Chief, you're buying just as scientifically as the United States government itself. Take the guess out of gasoline. Start using Fire Chief tomorrow. Yes, that's Eddie Duchin at the piano in his inimitable musical style, Solitude.
We've got a lot of letters here, and we have to get through them. Let's start, huh?
Yes.
All right. Here's one from Palm Springs, California.
Palm Springs?
Yeah. Dear Fire Chief, you claim to know everything. Answer this one. Who was the first person to do a jigsaw puzzle? Signed, A Piece Missing.
They're not all there. The first person to do a jigsaw puzzle was the Scotsman who tore up a $10 bill by mistake.
Here's one from Dallas, Texas.
Where?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas.
Yeah. Dear Fire Chief, who was the greatest gangster of all time? Signed, forgot what to say.
Dear, I'll be very careful. The greatest gangster of all time was Atlas. He held up the whole world, that guy.
Good. Here's one from Chief.
Yes,
Here's one from Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson, I've been there, Graham.
Dear Fire Chief,
Oh.
last night while I was sleeping, my wife shaved off my mustache. What do you think of that? Signed, Mortified.
Oh, my. Dear Mortified, it's the condition that exists all over the world right now. The mere fact that your mustache was shaved off while you were sleeping proves that nobody can tell what's going on right under their own noses.
Thank you, William. Here's one from Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Dear Fire Chief.
What?
Dear Fire Chief.
Yes?
I'm a blonde chorus girl. In my spare time, I do crossword puzzles. I'm stuck. Can you tell me how I can get luxury with just 5 letters? Signed, Babe.
Dear Babe, the only way you can get luxury with 5 letters depends entirely on who the 5 letters are from.
That's a good one. Chief, here's one.
Something wrong. I'm the devil's in it really tonight.
Well, here's one from Bell Harbor, New York.
Bell Harbor?
Yeah?
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Dear Fire Chief, my ambition is to become a sculptor. As you know everything, can you tell me how to make a statue out of marble? Signed, Carving Out a Career.
Dear Chisler, I don't know what to say. It is very simple to be a sculptor. To make a statue, you just take a plain block of marble, and then you knock off all the marble that you don't want. That's all you do.
Oh,
yes.
Here's one from Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
That's where Eddie Duchin is playing at the Hippodrome.
Yeah, that's the place.
Oh,
Yeah.
all this week, aren't you, Eddie? I'm coming down tomorrow.
Dear Fire Chief, women puzzle me when I walk along the street. Can you give me any advice that will really inform me about women? Signed, Bachelor.
What a question.
Yeah.
Dear Bachelor, I know more about women than anybody. I claim that, you know.
do?
I'll explain women. If a woman looks young, she's old. If she looks old, she's young. If she looks back, follow her.
These Fire Chief programs are made possible each week by your neighborhood Texaco dealer. He's always ready to serve you, eager to help you get the most enjoyment from your driving. Stop in for Texaco Fire Chief where you see the familiar Texaco Red Star with the green teeth. Take the guess out of gasoline. And for a smoother, sweeter running engine, use Texaco Crack-Proof Motor Oil. Louis A. Whitten speaking for the Texas Company. Invite you to tune in again next Tuesday for another Fire Chief program. And remember, whenever you hear the siren bell, think of Texaco.
This is the National